Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Objectively Your Sports in the Show. And I'm Joe Mauricio. This afternoon, I have one very special guest, and he is a Filipino, a supporting role in one of the best musical I ever heard, the Magic Flute, which is gonna be shown at the Lyric Opera when starting December
10.
10 to January 27.
Yes. that's
Welcome
correct.
to our show.
Thank you.
And,
My pleasure. Great
and
to
my
be here.
kababayan is no other than Rosel of the Magic Flute.
Thank you for having me here.
Hey, well, welcome to our show again.
Thank you.
It's good to be a Filipino.
Yes, it is.
And to hear something like that is really, we're proud to be a Filipino. You know, once in a while, we have a Hall of Fame for Filipinos.
yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
All right, Magic Flute. Let's talk about Magic Flute.
Yes.
How'd you get the role as a?
Well, actually,
Supporting.
I've known the role since I was in college. You know, when you study opera, you get to learn about operas when you're in college. Not just learning how to sing, learning how to act, but also learning about different operas from different composers in different eras. So I've known about the opera since I was in college. I've done the role in college as well, and when I moved to Chicago to work professionally, which started in 2005 with Lyric Opera of Chicago, it was the second season in Lyric that they put Magic Flute, and it's the first time I actually got involved into my first professional Magic Flute production.
How many? In casting, how many Filipinos were cast in the Magic?
Well,
Flute?
actually, for principal roles meaning these are
yeah.
roles that actually have specific parts. They were, they audition or they consider everyone of every color, of every ethnicity, every creed. But we do have in the chorus, we do have two other Filipinos, and they so happen to be also tenors. Two
Oh.
other Filipino tenors in the chorus,
Why is
Jeff
tenor?
and Jared.
Why is tenor more Filipinos than?
You know
than
what?
others?
We were talking about that. Most Filipino opera singers are higher voices. I was talking to a couple of
I
my
see.
chorister friends yesterday about it, and they said that are there lower voice Filipinos? Like, yes, there are, but I think it's in our culture. Before opera, in the Philippines growing up, I was singing pop music, not professionally, just singing pop music, and everybody wants to sing high. They don't want to sing the low notes. They always want to sing high. They always want to sing Whitney Houston, Celine Dion.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, because they like the challenge. There you go. Filipinos love the challenge, and there's more challenge in singing high than singing low for them.
But you are from California in the beginning, right? And
Yes,
then-
I moved
then-
from the Philippines. I moved to LA first, and then I lived there for a huge chunk of
your life.
yeah, my life actually. I've been here for 24 years now, so
Oh my God.
so 24 and a half years. So and then I moved 11 and a half years ago. I moved to Chicago. So yep, originally from California.
But the lyric opera is picking the cast from all over.
Yes, what they
American
do is not only do they hold auditions, but some of their staff or administrative and artistic department, they would travel to different states and cities around America and sometimes even Europe. And they would listen to singers, and just by listening to what they do, they take down notes and consider them for future productions.
Well, who discovered you, Rodell? Coming
Who
from
discovered me?
Yeah, who discovered you?
Well,
that
actually-
the voice, that high voice.
Well, like I said earlier, I was singing pop, and I was supposed to be an accounting major, and I was in a community college, and I decided to drop one geometry class because it was just boring. So I went around the school and then discovered the music department. That's when I realized, oh my God, they actually have voice classes. They actually go in there and sing. And that's when I was introduced to classical music. And then I guess when, if you say discovered, it was lyric opera actually who discovered me when I tried to audition for the Young Artist Program back in 2004. So in 2004, I auditioned for their ensemble Young Artist Program, which is called the Ryan Opera Center. During that time, it was called Lyric Opera Center for American Artists. And in 2004, I auditioned in San Francisco. I had a callback, and I did the finals, and that's when it all started. So Lyric was the one who discovered me to go professional.
Usually in Chicago, Filipinos and other ethnic groups are going to LA, all right, for movies and things like that. But in your case, it's the reverse. From
Well,
LA, from LA to Chicago.
Well, this is the thing about it. It's like being from LA and traveling East Coast. There's film and TV, and then there's theater. Most theater stuff happen in East Coast and Midwest, and most film and TV happen in the West Coast, which is LA. So if you want to pursue live theater and even opera, a lot of the singers, even though they're from the West Coast, and there are opera companies in the West Coast, they usually travel to Midwest and the East Coast, specifically New York and Chicago, to do auditions. Unlike when you want to be an actor in a film or soap opera, you go to LA and you do the auditions there, or you do auditions in New York, but you eventually end up in the West Coast. So that's just how it's divided, and it's kind of nice. At least wherever you go, you could be in the entertainment business.
Do you know that Hollywood was born here in Chicago?
It's not Capone, is it?
No. If you go back to your Hollywood history,
Yeah.
Hollywood started here in Chicago in the south suburb of what do you call that now? Somewhere in the south side of Chicago. But
I believe that.
This is where the Hollywood got started. And then they moved back because of winter. They moved back to a warmer climate called California.
Well, it's funny too, because every time a lot of times they would actually test run a musical here before it goes to Broadway. So I know it's like in connection to what you said, they always try to do the test run here to see how people react to it. Like Kinky Boots, I think, and other musicals also were test run here before they go to either the West Coast or East Coast. So I believe you on that.
Okay, coming from the Philippines, is there tough for a Filipino to get into something where you are now?
You know, you really have to find your own
Niche.
niche or your own style. Because if you try to strive so much to do what everyone does, then you're not being unique.
Yes.
And that's why the hardest part to do is, what is it about me that I can do that nobody else can?
Yeah, what's in you that not no one else can?
Well,
can you
even
sing?
when I was singing pop songs growing up, I've always been a mimic, a copy.
Uh-huh.
And it's good when you're on stage, because then you can make any voice, any effect that you want. You could be scary, you could be funny, and it's just or copying a singer, the effect of a singer, and then eventually finding the right style for you. But that's the thing about me, is I like to copy stuff, and not a lot of people could actually copy well.
Can you give me an example of what you're talking about?
For me to be able, for example, if I am to demonstrate, I can make myself sound like a lead singer, and also make myself sound like a character.
Uh-huh.
And for some people, when they do that, it looks like a caricature, like they're making fun of it. But for me,
It's natural.
It's natural because it's what I do. It's, you know, it's,
Yeah. Give me a sample.
oh, I didn't warm up, but
It's
it's
alright.
like Tamino in the beginning, he sings about looking at a picture and falls in love with the picture. And then what's that? His aria goes. Dieses Bildnis ist bezaubernd schön. So that's the lead part.
Oh my God. Oh, how?
And then my real part is the bad guy,
All right, let's hear it.
which I actually sing later on in Act 2. And because I want the girl, but then I think she's not going to go for me because I'm ugly.
Yeah.
And then my aria goes, Ah, les viel die Liebe, Frau, die Schnäbelten, that has it kissed. So these are two different style. But that's what I do. But, and it's nice because if it helps when you try to, within the opera, when you try to imitate or you try to characterize it and trying to mock another character, you can actually copy what they do. And that's what I do. I copy. And that's when some people say, well, do you have a real voice? Do you have a real character? No, the thing about it is, it's like Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
You know, that's what Jim Carrey does. He's a mimic. He's a character. And everybody loves him. He could do, and as we've noticed from Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine of something, those two movies, that he can actually do drama. Aside from comedy, yeah.
Well, anything else coming from you? You know, what your crystal ball tells you? Where are you gonna be? Are you gonna be a supporting or lead?
Oh no, it's like there are, you know, like I said, supporting roles can be leads, as we know from movies. Like Melissa McCarthy was a supporting role in Bridesmaids, but later on, she became the lead for Spy and The Boss. See, that's what I'm talking about. Supporting roles. Supporting roles later on can become lead. You just have to keep doing what you do best, because it will, you know, it will be rewarded.
All right. What else? Final word, maybe.
Final word. Opera is not an easy world to be in, but if you decide to pursue it, you have to pursue it 100%. You have to have not just the passion and the drive, but you have to have the spirit and the soul for it. You know, there's a lot of sacrifices in it. So if you want to do it, you gotta be ready for all the sacrifices.
You bet. And again, if you want to see Rosel at the Magic Flute starting December 10th to January 27th at the Lyric Opera.
Yes.
Again, this is Joe Mauricio. Watch the Magic Flute. If you really want to see Rodell, see the Magic Flute. Again, this is Joe Mauricio. Maraming salamat. And I hope to see you again next week.
Mabuhay!
Yes!